Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/TrueOffMyChest, where OP is well prepared for the worst. Let's begin. My wife had been cheating on me for a year, and I plan to divorce her as soon as our child is in childcare. Posted by Reddit user Fritz.
My wife and I have been married for 5 years. Our child was born just over a year ago. I thought we were happy, but my wife became distant soon after. She stopped being interested in intimacy, stopped showing any affection towards me. She seemed to enjoy spending time with me less and less with each passing week and month. I have tried talking to her about it, but she has blocked any effort from me. I was unable to reach her. Then about 3 months ago, I saw a notification on her phone. I was not snooping. I just wanted to pause the music she had playing. But there it was. Can't wait to see you tonight. I've been hard all day. It was a text from her male best friend. My heart skipped a few beats. I started to look through her phone and found loads of texts going back months. Nude pictures, dirty talk, everything. I wanted to throw up. Apparently they started getting closer a few weeks after the child was born, and started sleeping together around 3 months after the birth. All those nights she went out with her girlfriends, she actually spent at his house. I wanted to confront her, to leave her and be done with her. But we have a child that needs us. I knew I couldn't take care of a child alone, at least not until he would go to kindergarten. And I knew she certainly could not take care of him alone. Besides, I couldn't ever stand being apart from my little boy, so I made a plan. I collected as much evidence as possible and kept my mouth shut. I stopped trying to get closer to her, keep my head down, and just take care of our child with all my heart. But the moment he is settled in at kindergarten, when he is 2 years old, I'll divorce my wife and try to get custody of my boy. And that is my situation. I've got to endure a bit more than a year of this broken marriage, pretend that I don't know what she is doing, and keep things civil. There is no one in my life I can talk to about this. I cry myself to sleep when she is out with the girls, knowing what she is actually doing. I got to stay strong for my boy. I love you, little one. Edit. Since everyone in the comments is telling me to get a paternity test, thank you for your advice. I already did. He is my child. Edit 2. Good God. I went to bed yesterday and came back this morning to all your lovely comments. Thank you all so much for your feedback and suggestions. To clarify a few things, as I already said yesterday, I had a paternity test done to make sure the kid is mine. He is, but it would not have changed anything for me anyway, at least not how I feel about him. I am talking to an attorney. I have been working with them for a while, gathering evidence and building a case. I am prepared in case my wife decides to act before I plan to do so. Thirdly, sole custody is not my goal nor my preference. Optimally, I will go for some form of custody agreement with me being the primary caregiver. I don't want to take his mom from my little boy, but I am prepared for the worst. Many of you disagree with my opinion to keep my wife's infidelity quiet. Let me clarify, in any legal proceedings, I will not hesitate to use what evidence I have gathered, but I will not go around advertising my wife's actions to our friends and family, or worse, to our boy. I will make damn sure his relationship with his mom stays as untainted as possible. I am aware that she might use some dirty tactics and may not be as respectful as I plan to be, which is why I am preparing for any eventuality with my lawyer. Sorry about the confusion regarding kindergarten, daycare, and childcare. I have used those terms interchangeably. In my country, children can be externally cared for from as young as a few months old. But that is rare. Most commonly, children are put in external care at 2 to 5 years old, depending on the situation. In our case, childcare under the age of 2 is not available, and our financial situation is a bit more complicated than I care to elaborate. Suffice it to say, I have done my research and have determined that external childcare is not feasible or affordable until he is 2, and me staying home to care for him full-time is also not feasible. So to be sure I can take care of him all by myself, in case the separation goes less than smooth, I am waiting until he is regularly going to external childcare.
Yeah, she is definitely making an exit plan if it's going on for this long. She's probably just waiting 6 more months and then giving you the divorce papers. She's definitely not waiting until this kid is in kindergarten. OP, kids are not as dumb as you think they are. If you tell your kid what his mom has done in an age-appropriate manner, he will understand. He deserves to know the reason why he is growing up in a broken home and who is to blame. If you fail to do this as soon as possible, he may end up resenting you in the future for keeping such an important information from him, or even worse, he may end up believing the twisted version your soon-to-be ex-wife will eventually tell him. I can see that you have what it takes to be an excellent father, and you need to make this choice right now. Good luck, my friend. And now for today's second story. My wife cheated on me while I was in the hospital. posted by Reddit user Archeronas.
I was originally going to post this on a throwaway, but whatever. I've been with this woman for over 15 years. We've been married for 2+ years. 2 kids, 1 teenager and 1 toddler. In April 2022, I went to the ER, which eventually led to me being hospitalized for a rare form of blood cancer. I was hospitalized for 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks sucked being away from my 2 kids and my wife. Especially hard on her since I took care of mostly everything around the house. And now she was being forced to be a single parent while I was being treated. On the day of my discharge, my wife admitted to me that she had been talking to ex-fiancé for support. She claimed I stopped talking to her and he's the only one she can easily open up to. If this was as far as it went, I would have been fine with it. Past. For some history, we had some fights 6 or 7 years ago, where for a few weeks, we took a break. This was prior to marriage. She told me she was leaving to go see him. For those few weeks, I didn't really care. I was kind of done. So to my surprise, a few weeks later, we have the talk and asks what I want. I told her that I figured we were over and that's what she wanted. Turns out that she decided to stop seeing him and said that we need to work on our relationship. This felt like a complete 180 from what I was expecting. So when she didn't expect it, I snooped. This is the man of her dreams, soulmates, whatever. Even at this point where I'm at now, these two are made for each other. So why did she suddenly want to fix our relationship? Through my snooping, I found out they were fucking on the regular in parking lots. Also read that she would choose him over me any day of the week without question. I only found out within the last few months that she stopped seeing him because he was getting married. I naively thought things would be better, so I stayed. I had my son to worry about at the time too. After hospital release, once I was home, it just didn't sit right with me. During the night, I snooped again. I didn't trust her this time, especially when it involved him. It started off innocently enough, with talking about my condition and how hard life was for her doing single parent duties while I was in the hospital. Then it broke into how she missed him in their relationship. And he went all in on all the things that he missed about her. She sent him nudes, talked about how much they missed their sex life. After reading for a while, I just couldn't anymore. But the thing that hurt the most was reading that she didn't even miss me, just the fact that I wasn't around to help in the house. This broke me. For the next few nights, I made excuses to not sleep in the same bed as her. Told her I was too used to sleeping alone or the rigidness of the hospital bed. After the first week home, she asked if she could go see him. She reassured me that it was all friendly. To not look like the possessive husband, I agreed. She could tell I was growing resentment. So the next night, after some arguing, I finally told her that I knew and she was cheating. Of course, she denied any wrongdoing, until I told her I knew that she was sending him nudes. Now, here I am almost a year to the anniversary of my diagnosis. She leaves every other night after our youngest is asleep to see this man, who is going through a divorce now. I stay home and spend time with my eldest son and game. I don't love her anymore, but I care about her well-being. She has a chronic illness where if she doesn't get her meds, she'll die. So I can't just get rid of her. Truth is, I know I've just been a doormat the last year. But I know that going through a divorce is going to fuck me in the court system. I seriously don't know what to do. I have no one to talk to, as she essentially didn't let me have many friends in the years we've been together, because it was always what about me while you're out. There's definite gaps I didn't fill in here, and I apologize for that. TLDR. Wife cheated while hospitalized. A year later, I've done nothing. Call me stupid. Had it, since it's come up a lot now. Yes, I've lawyered up. I have a consultation on Monday. I'm taking the day off but still pretend to go to work that morning. I've put it off for too long. Hope my slack doesn't cost me too much.
OP, why do you even care about her? She obviously doesn't care about you. Grow a spine and kick her out. Her soulmate can take care of her. OP, I'm really sorry about your cancer, but the heartbreak and self-pity that you are experiencing right now is your own damn fault. You already knew about the circumstances and still, you fucking married the bitch. This one is all on you. I'm glad that you're finally taking the right steps. But honestly, I have very little faith that you would actually go through with the divorce. I sincerely believe that you would just take her back with open arms when she comes home after sucking another man's dick, just like what you have been doing for the last 15 years. That's just how weak you are. I'm really sorry that I have to say it, but it just needs to be said. I really wish you good luck with the cancer. I hope you beat it so you can then focus on removing the other cancer in your life. Good luck, man. I hope you learn your lesson. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.